kickoff down to Harry Lyles.
She told us yesterday that you guys have been great at responding this season. Coming off of a loss, you got your two running backs playing tonight for the first time together. How do you guys rebound tonight?
Got to set the tone, got to start fast, take care of the ball, control the line of scrimmage. We got to run it, and then we got to play really aggressive on defense tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Looking forward to telling Jeff Hafley's story throughout the night, his connection to this area. And Pat Narduzzi, 9th year as the head coach of the Pitt Panthers. Enjoyed both coaches and our time with them, getting into the season and what tonight means to hopefully snap this losing streak if you're Pitt here at home. The Panthers have won the toss. They will defer. Ben Sauls to kick it. Lewis Bond to receive it. We are off and running here on Thursday night college football. It is not going to be Bond. He was cut in front of by a teammate to the 15. That was Jackson Treister, and that's where we'll see Thomas Castellanos, one of the more electric quarterbacks in the ACC. Young kid, 19 years old, transferred in from UCF. Coach, got to camp late in June, got to school late in June, but they're excited about the future with this kid.
They are, and you don't see that often, a guy coming in that late, but they said going into training camp, they're watching the things that he did. They were going to have a small package for him going into the season. They put him on the field in that package on game day. He was so electric. They said, he's our future. That's the guy we're going with.
Second in the country for rushing yards by a quarterback. Again, Robichaux. You heard both running backs, Harry, allude to that. Alex Broom, also healthy. It's going to be Robichaux on first down. And it's going to be a Pitt offense, Coach. Last week, surrendering 382 yards on the ground to Syracuse, 66 attempts. Albeit Syracuse did a couple things differently with the offense, but still the Pitt defense wants to make a point tonight, stopping the run.
Absolutely. Syracuse came out with a whole different kind of a single wing, putting the tight end at quarterback and snapping it to him running. But you look at it, they're going to come out, Boston College, watch that film, ways to attack him in the run game, and they want to run the football.
Second and 6 after a gain of 4. The give to Robichaux again, and you see what Robichaux does. There's no cut, juke, and move. It is just straight downhill running out of Robichaux after a gain of 3.
Yeah, and that's what they want to do, your Boston College. They're going to hurry up to get in the line here to got to get a quick play on third down and short.
Castellanos got the snap. Up the middle, big hit right at the first down marker. It'll depend on the spot.
It's got to get to, looks like the 25. Looks like they'll be short.
Solomon DeShields and Marquez Williams, the big hit.
And it's the second guy coming in. You'll see right here, look at 14, drop the shoulder, wrap up, push him back, and prevent Robichaux from trying to get the first down on the final lunge.
And Jeff Hafley loves going for it on fourth down. And it looks like he's keeping the offense out there to go for. True to form, Hafley running with it.
Absolutely.
Owen McGowan in the backfield. Castellanos going to keep it, and he found a crease right at the end to continue that fourth down conversion game that BC likes to do, and that'll move the chain.
And that's their 26th fourth down conversion on the year. 26, Matt, fourth down conversions. I mean, I don't even think that's analytics. That's just, we're not going to punt right there. I mean, that's not their attempt. That's the conversion of 26 times.
In fact,
they love to go for it on fourth down.
Mullen's been so enamored by that stat, he had to ask twice this morning in the meeting if it's true, and the answer was yes, it is true. Robichaux backfield. Castellanos play fake, tries to go outside. It's tipped on the play by Dayon Hayes. Player they said is starting to get consistent for him. But Gali Kamara also there wreaking havoc. So an incomplete second down. BC a 1-3 start to their season, won 5 in a row for the first time since 2010. Like I said, already bowl eligible, but coming off a loss last week to Virginia Tech. Play fake, quick shot outside. That's Lewis Bond. There goes Bond. And a big play for BC in the throw game. Williams knocks him out of bounds. And how about Lewis Bond and Boston College at a gain of 25? Javon McIntyre missing the tackle.
And it's just an RPO game. A quick throw out to Bond. And to stop the run, Pitt's committing the safeties into the box, leaving the receivers one-on-one on the outside on the quick throw.
So in Pitt territory, Castellanos tries to wiggle his way back, does so for 3. Kamara there for the tackle as we take a look at tonight's impact players presented by Whole Foods Market.
And it's the 2 big running backs for Boston College. They want to wear you down and pound away. And Donovan McMillan, the safety that leads Pitt in tackles, Shane Simon, the linebacker, they're going to have to step up and make plays to slow down this Boston College running attack.
Donovan McMillan, the Florida transfer. You two had a nice moment on the field prior to the game. Castellanos with Robichaux behind him. That's the give. Check that. That's number 20, Alex Broom, the other 2 of this physical backfield. And that's going to be enough for a first down and a gain of 9.
And Broom back, this is one of the first times this year these guys are playing together with the 1-2 punch, which you want when you're going to go on these ball control drives. You would see Boston College, when we say they're not going to be big home run hitters with the run, Castellanos is the big play guy. The running backs are going to wear you down. They want to have efficient runs, which are 4-yard runs. That's an efficient play to move the chains down the field.
Castellanos, quick shot over the middle, incomplete. That was intended for Dino Tomlin, the son of Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, who, as you would imagine, is in attendance tonight on his NFL home field to watch his son play for the visiting team.
Quick little RPO again right there. And a lot of what you'll see, you're not going to see a lot of drop back pass out of Boston College with Castellanos as a young quarterback. You're going to see the runs and then the play actions come off of it.
So Robichaux right up the middle. That's what he does. Kai Robichaux, just a straight line for 12 yards. And a first down, Boston College. That's exactly what Hafley said they wanted to do in the first possession. Be physical, be quick.
Yeah, you just see the push, the offensive line. They have a veteran offensive line up front that can knock you back, and their backs want to get the ball downhill and attack that defense.
It's the 11th play of the drive. I mean, there is zero suspense of what they're trying to do. So we're going to give him a gain of 2. As you look last week, and I had mentioned the struggles defensively against Syracuse's offense, 382 yards on the ground, 399 total yards. But when you know that you're giving up that kind of yardage on the ground, Boston College, a running team, you would think their strength against Pitt's defense would be an advantage for Boston College.
Absolutely. And this is a very efficient drive for Boston College. As we say, 4 yards a run. That's huge. But you got to avoid the mistakes, and they haven't made one yet.
Castellanos to throw. Set up the screen to Robichaux, and that's a good job by Pitt's defense. Devon McIntyre in a loss for 2, now bringing up a 3rd and long situation for an offense that doesn't quite have the equipment for that.
And you see McIntyre read the screen fast and explode to the ball, get the tackle behind the line of scrimmage, put Boston College behind the chains. This is not where they're going to be the most comfortable 3rd down and long. But what you have to watch for, if you're Pitt here, someone better have their eyes on Castellanos scrambling and extending the play.
Trips down to the bottom of your screen. 3rd and 11, opening possession, designed run for Castellanos, and he is tripped up immediately after a gain of 2. And now comes the kicking game for Boston College. So a good job by Pittsburgh's defense.
Really good. That you get the stop. That's the key is create the 0 to negative yardage play on a team that wants to run the ball in a power running game for 4 or 5 yards. Get them behind the chains. You get them off schedule. You get off the field.
Liam Connor, 42-yard attempts would tie his career high, which he hit twice against Virginia. Kick on the way. And kick is good. So Boston College able to take it down. 14 plays, 61 yards and a field goal. BC up early, 3-0 over Pitt. For BC, 14 plays, 61 yards, 6:14 off the clock. That's the good for BC. The good for Pitt held him to a field goal.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the Pitt defense, you're okay with bend but don't break. 9 run plays, 4 passes. Of the 4 passes, 1 was a screen, 3 RPOs. That's the type of game you're going to see from Boston College all night. They were 0 for 2 on 3rd down, but of course 1 for 1 on 4th down, and that's their specialty.
That's what they like, that 4th down stat a lot. Liam Connor handling the kickoff duties. Tonight, the true freshman, Kenny Johnson, he's an electric player, averaging just over 27 yards per return, is going to let that fall into the end zone. And we bring out Nate Yarnell, the true sophomore quarterback out of Austin Lake Travis, a program that's given us Baker Mayfield, Garrett Gilbert, among others. They love his leadership. He's making his second career start, and they are hoping he can jumpstart an offense that has some talent at the skill position.
Yeah, Coach Narduzzi's talking about when he was on the scout team, his personality they had, getting guys lined up, getting after guys if they weren't given the effort needed, and making the plays against the starting defense. He said this guy's going to have a great future for us.
1-0 in his career, started a game last year. Sebo Flemister, Notre Dame transfer, second year here at Pitt. He takes it for a gain of 1. You know, Yarnell is one of those players. Look, you play at a program like Lake Travis out of Austin, you're coming from good football pedigree. When he was there, he's behind Hudson Card, who at the time was a 4-star prospect that ended up going to Texas. Had to wait his turn. Hudson got hurt, got an opportunity to show the coaches what he was all about. And then when it was his turn, he got to fight with a linebacker in practice, missed the season.
I'll tell you, that shows you his toughness. Maybe not all the smart decisions.
We'll see what he does here. First throw tonight. Yarnell across the middle of the field. How's that for a start? Malcolm Epps, the big tight end, and a gain of 24.
Great job, just off of play action. They got him going to his right. He hits the late dragger by the tight end, coming back across the field. And that's how you want to start things off.
Epps, an impressive player, 6'6", 255 pounds. You know he's confident in his arm based on that throw. And that's Flemister for a gain of 3, brought down by Pupil and Donovan Ezeraku.
And Pitt's got some talented receivers and some playmakers, but don't forget, they still want to run the football as well. We expect this to be a physical football game.
Flemister again, and that's going to be no gain on 3rd down. So when you look at Yarnell and this offense, you mentioned both of them want to run. They're physical by nature, both head coaches, both defensive guys. But they feel with Bub Means out there, Kanate Mumfield, some of their skill position players, Dede Reynolds, that if they can get in sync with Yarnell here on 3rd down and for the rest of the game, they can start getting this offense back to where it was a couple of years ago.
Absolutely, and these are the plays right here. Now, if you're a physical team, you want to run the ball. You have to try to be efficient on 3rd down. Give yourself another opportunity at a 1st down, and this will be a big test for him to see how he executes against the pressure BC's bringing.
BC does bring it. Yarnell had time out of the pocket. He's going to take a shot downfield. Oh, my goodness. Listen, that worked, but it's not going to be one they want to see all the time. 21 yards to Carter Johnson. We'll call that
well, we talked about he was on the scout team a bunch. Hey, when you're on the scout team going against the first defense, people don't see that at practice. Your O-line's not always protecting. You're running for your life sometimes, and they want you to make the throws, throw it up to get the play in, and he certainly did that, gave his receiver a chance.
Nate Yarnell with an early, oh, what the hell. Flemister. And look, we would talk to Narduzzi about that after the game. It's like, hey, the guy's just making plays. Okay, what do you really think? Don't ever do it.
Yeah, as a coach, you're like, hey, great 1st down. Everybody's excited, and that might not go that well in the film session tomorrow, but it's exciting certainly tonight.
So he's completed his first 2 passes. One a rollout to his right across his body to Malcolm Epps. The second, chuck and duck to number 8, Carter Johnson, both tight ends, and now Pitt in business. Here's 2nd and 9. Taking a shot. No one there. And that is going to be intercepted. Corey Johnson was able to stay in bounds, and we'll have another look at it. But BC could have forced a turnover there on Pitt's first possession.
Let's see.
Rolling on the field.
They're showing some different looks up in the stadium. The crowd thinks it hits the ground.
I don't think they had a touch back.
We'll find out if that did hit the ground when we come back.
One of the great traditions in college football, one of the special days in college football, Senior Day, when the seniors come out with their parents before their final home game. They did review. It was overturned, the interception on the field by our official Jeff Flanagan, ruled incomplete. So now Pitt, 3rd down and 9, is you see it's a pretty easy review by review standards.
Yeah, they got the angle right and easy. Now another tough 3rd down here though for Pitt.
Set up the screen, and that just booted by Ezeraku. And it looks as like we're going to have an exchange of field goal attempts here at the first possession for each team.
And you can see BC coming after him. When you have a young quarterback, you want to blitz him, put a pressure, don't let him get into a rhythm. That's what they're trying to do early against Yarnell.
Zara Abdul-Rahim, the defensive coordinator for Boston College, very familiar with Frank Signetti Jr. and what he likes to run offensively. We'll get into that story. As Ben Saul's on for a 42-yard attempt. Saul's one of the best kickers in the ACC, and it is good. So they got a pair of field goals over on here at Pitt. 3-3, 5:07 left in the first.
I don't wanna wait, show me when you made it.
51 yards, 3:37 off the clock, and a field goal. That's the good news for Pitt.
This is good old school
And
football.
good news for BC, held into a field goal.
Exactly. This is good old school. I mean, we're over here in Western Pennsylvania. It's football country. It's a beautiful night, physical ball, teams running the football. This is ball, Matt. Embrace it.
Loving it. Sauls to Bond is going to get waved off again by Jackson Treister, and we had told you the familiarity between some of the coaches and the coaching staff. Look at these notable connections between these two programs. From Jeff Hafley, who coached here at Pitt, really got him his start in college football from 2006 to 2010 under Dave Wanstead. You talked about Zara Abdul-Rahim and Frank Signetti. Not only did they coach together at BC, they were roommates together at BC. Phil Jerkovic transferred over from Boston College. So many connections within these two schools.
And they're going to be a lot of familiarity with what they're going to do in specific situations of the game.
That is as familiar as it gets for Boston College. Run, run, run. And they do that with Robichaux in a physical run of 6 to 7. You saw it on earlier when they had attempted to pass to Dino Tomlin. We had mentioned that is Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, is here.
Smile on his face. He likes this type of football.
He loves it.
I mean, physical, run the ball, drive, time of possession, field goals, scores,
his
defense.
Son is Dino, number 13, transferred from Maryland. See if they can get him involved tonight. He's playing on the very field where his dad has dominated as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pretty cool story there. So 2nd and short, same as it ever was for Robichaux as we go down to Harry.
Yeah, guys, I spoke to Dino Tomlin earlier this week, and I asked him what he wanted to do after his playing career is over. He quickly responded, I don't want to coach. He said it takes too many hours. He said he thinks he'd be good. He definitely respects the profession. He said it puts his family in places that we probably wouldn't have been otherwise. But he told me, I respect it. I just respect it enough to leave it alone as well.
Probably a wise move.
I understand that.
Probably a wise move. But his dad all smiles tonight, proud of his son playing in his home yard for the visiting team as Castellanos up the sideline, and that's a good shot to Jeremiah Franklin in a first down for Boston College. Donovan McMillan knocks him out.
And you see the man-to-man coverage on the back end. They run a little a pick play. Can't say pick, really the double post wheel to get him open against that man coverage.
So here comes tempo from BC. Castellanos trying for the double move, has a receiver downfield, and they miscommunication as Joseph Griffin Jr., number 2, cut in. He was wide open on the play, and Castellano went to the sideline.
And they tried to go quick. And you just see it really, as they're going right now, you're going to see right now, man-to-man 14, he's going to come off of his man to have an opportunity right here to intercept the ball on the play and seeing it. The fact that BC is running and so committed to the run and Pitt to stop it, you're going to get a lot of man-to-man coverage on the backside with them putting safeties in the box to try to stop this run, and they're getting advantageous matchups in the throw game.
Alex Broom now in the ball game, and Broom, he's going to take it up the middle. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long for this Pittsburgh defense, who again, they give up a big play, and to their credit, they've got him now 3rd and long. And you got the sense talking to Randy Bates, the defensive coordinator, Narduzzi. He said, what's been the problem with the defense this year? He made it sound simple. He's like, you know what? We've been awful at tackling.
Yeah.
It's been a fundamental issue with this unit all year, and they want to correct that in their last home game tonight.
And that's a big deal. And now, you know, the big part you're going to see right here. Let's see. They spread it out. Let's see what they do with Castellanos here.
He looked to run, can't get out of it, sacked. DeAndre Jules, big 0, and a loss of 9.
And you know Narduzzi, Coach Narduzzi, the whole staff all week talking about it. You better know where Castellanos is. Run a little line game, the little ET stunt right there, because you know he's gonna scramble around to try to make plays with his legs. And Charlie Partridge, the D-line coach at Pitt, is one of the best in the business. He has his guys ready for that.
Sam Candotti to MJ Devonshire, who's gonna let that go out of bounds. And there's just something that makes me happy when a big fella's wearing 0. It makes him look more athletic. Here, look at 0, just loving it.
Does it?
It does. For this conversation, it does. Tune in Saturday night, number 5, Washington. I'm going to tell you something. Going to Corvallis, DJU, Jonathan Smith, head coach, Oregon State. That's a tough one. Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN.
That's just Washington goes on the road and wins that. That'll be another big top 15 win. There's gonna be a lot of arguments. They better be leapfrogging a bunch of people.
Oregon State's the last team you want to see with an undefeated season on the line. Second possession for Yarnell and Pitt. Good shot over the middle. That was a good plant your back foot and throw it. Johnson for 15. Pupil the tackle.
And if you see, they just run a little spot route by the underneath receiver. Bring the tight end right behind him. Really good read by Yarnell. Sees the linebacker step up. Throws it right behind his head on the little basic route behind him.
Much easier attempt than what he was doing earlier. Again, Yarnell, quick shot over the middle of the field. And that's Kenny Johnson, the freshman at a York, Pennsylvania, and a gain of 6. And Yarnell, he was one of those players early on that just felt that as a young child he was destined to play quarterback, was getting quarterback lessons from the great Ty Detmer when he was 6 and 7 years old. So he's been groomed for this by his dad, trying to take advantage of the opportunity, and they want him to catch on.
And those are plays, that last one against the blitz, little quick throws, get the confidence in decision making.
And Sebo Flemister, one of the captains of this team. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short. You talk about...
See if they get under center here, stay in the gun, Matt, on 3rd and short, your favorite.
You're trying to trigger me early, aren't you? No. Yarnell will get under center. My guy was taking...
No, he will not.
He was doing it in pregame. I made sure to watch. We had a great conversation with Hafley about that pregame, by the way, about quarterbacks under center. Yarnell, how about it? Big fella, first down. 6'6", 215. He might be tall, but he just moved for 6, brought down by Amari Jackson.
There you go, just reading the defensive end. A little simple, basic zone read play. I'm sure he's running that down at Lake Travis from the shotgun, Matt, on 3rd down.
Our season-long debate of whether quarterback should be under center will continue. So will the football game. End of 1, tied at 3 here in Pittsburgh.
Coach, what was your assessment of Yate Yarnell's first quarter, and what do you want to see from him the rest of the game?
You know what? He's throwing some nice balls. He's taking what the coverage is getting him. He's getting the ball to our tight ends, getting some mesh routes. He's been efficient right now, and that's what you want to see out of your quarterback.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
That's a confident answer out of Narduzzi.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't go to the one. Well, he just had him start running out and throwing it up. But it's been all, you look.
Okay, he completed his last 2 very efficiently.
That's it.
He forgot the other one.
So Rodney Hammond now in the backfield for the first time tonight. And they'll give it to Hammond off the left side. Both Hammond, Sebo Flemister, two of the workhorse backs for Pitt. Chris Banks brings him down after 3. And Pitt, coach, is just trying to find something. They've lost 4 in a row, 5 of 6. The offense has sputtered. They're just trying to end this season with a good taste in their mouth. It's Hammond again.
And part of it, Matt, they've had some injuries on the offensive line, both in preseason camp during the season, shaking it up. The quarterback situation has been unsettled, trying to figure out that part of the year. And you're talking about a team that had won 20 games the previous 2 years. 2 years ago, they're ACC champions. So they've won a lot of football. It's senior day. These seniors have won a lot of football games here. And they're trying to get themselves back where they need to be and expect to be as a program.
11-2 in 2021. As you said, ACC champs, 9-4 a year ago. Now 3rd and 6. They're going to run it 3rd and 6. Tried to catch Boston College sleeping with Rodney Hammond Jr. That'll bring up a 4th down, and it'll be interesting to see what Narduzzi wants to do here.
Well, I think in these situations, one, you're running it with the possibility of going it on 4th down as he did. But you also have a young quarterback, and on 3rd down, you're going to start to see exotic blitz packages. Try to crease him with a quick run, draw it up from the sidelines and say, hey, these are the blitzes you can see, and take some of the pressure off of them.
As Araku brought him down. So now 4th and 3. What do you like here, Coach?
Well, you'd like to possibly get him on the edge, a little bit outside, let him get on the move and a quick throw.
It's going to be Hammond again on 4th down, and Hammond going to lower that shoulder pad. Sione Hala brings him down after 4, good for 1st.
Yeah, see, they tricked everybody. What do you like? Hand it off and pound it right up inside, up the middle right there.
That's all that is.
Great physical movement, though. Good. They're running the football. Both teams loved it, that physical style of play.
Yarnell's under center. See that? Took a snap, boot out right, incomplete. As Araku was right on Yarnell after the play fake. It can happen.
Yeah. He knows how to do it. They taught that. Ty Detmer taught him that, how to take a snap under center.
You think Ty Detmer back in the day was all shotgun? Winning Heisman at BYU?
Now, back in those days, you were under center a lot back.
Lavelle Edwards wouldn't have had any business of that all shotgun offense. So 2nd and 10 now. Back from the shotgun. That's Dede Reynolds in motion. Yarnell, middle of the field. He's got some zip on it, and that's Dede Reynolds. The transfer from Florida and a gain of 23. That was instant recognition of the defense, and he slung it over the middle.
And did a great job stamping up in the pocket. You heard Coach Narduzzi say he's doing a great job reading the mesh routes. That's what it was. They had mesh routes underneath with the receivers. Dede's the deep receiver, spotting over the ball behind the underneath picks. Zone coverage, sits down. And a great read by Yarnell, delivering that ball, and Dede turning up and getting yards after the catch.
Said his ability to process things quickly. You wanted to see that out of 19 again tonight. So 1st and 10. Hammond, what a cut. That's 2. Tell you what, in terms of 5-yard gains, Rodney Hammond Jr., he did so with style. His pupil was the one that bit on the cut after a gain of 4.
Yeah, you see the corner. They brought the corner blitz, and he saw it. And Hammond, a little jump cut to get around. Look at him coming off the edge. Saw the jump cut, got around it. He saw it right from the beginning. Great make you miss, got vertical, turned nothing into something.
So 2nd and 6. The emphasis for the Pitt offense coming in. Maintain and finish the drive. Then they do it here. Hammond up the middle. Leaving heavily on the run, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and short after a gain of 3, so 3rd and 3.
Well, one of the things you think you set up in the game is there's a lot of chess match goes on during the game. The last 3rd down, run the ball. The last 4th down in this distance, run the ball to show that you're going to be 50-50. The entire playbook's open for you right now, and to maybe make Boston College be a little bit more conservative with this call because you've shown you could run and throw in this situation.
This has been Hammond Jr.'s drive. 6 carries for 18 yards, but Bo Flemister checks in. Yarnell's going to keep it. And we've seen him do it a couple times now. That is 6'6" power forward running right at you. And Donovan Ezaraku brings him down. They got goal to go now for Pitt.
And you just see the defensive end right there crashing down. And when he does, that's an easy pull read for the big man. And Yarnell, he's a big guy and he's long. He's not a burner, but he shows he's athletic enough to go willingly run the football.
Kind of that Drew Bledsoe type build. Just a tall boy.
Well, he's more athletic than Drew Bledsoe was.
Wow, you're not calling Drew Bledsoe. I mean, you're a wine guy. He makes good wine. 7 minutes off the clock. 14th play of the drive. Now, to your point, they weren't running designed runs for Drew Bledsoe.
I don't remember him doing a lot of zone read back in his day.
But in terms of height, I mean, you go down there and see this kid.
Drew might have been an RPO guy. He would have thrown it I don't know if he would have ever handed it off. He would have thrown it every time.
Yeah, that would have been pass option. None of that would have gone. So 2nd and goal. But early on for Cignetti Jr., they talked about maintaining the offense. They've done that thus far in the first half.
Yeah, called a great game for the young quarterback. Obviously, calling plays that he's comfortable with and likes and putting him in successful situations.
See if they get through the air. They tape it on the ground. No, why not? Nate Yarnell. Plays, 85 yards. Just run the 6'6" quarterback and you'll succeed.
Yeah, well, he is all. We were down there pregame. He's all of 6'6". He just takes off and falls forward from the 3-yard line, and his body lands in the end zone right there. Big guy, great job managing the zone reads, pulling.
Like, you don't even need to do a tush push with Yarnell. Just lay forward. They love it up in the booth. They've got some offense early on out of their 3rd starting quarterback of the year. Extra point on the way is good. So 15 plays, 85 yards, a little bit of mix of run, a mix of pass. And the sophomore from Austin, Texas has Pitt on top, 10-3. Quarterback, and look at that, coach. 9 plays, 51 yards, 15 plays, 85 yards. Most importantly, points on both.
And huge, and he's making great decisions, whether it be in the run game on the zone reads, or handing the ball off and keeping it, or in the pass game. Nice, quick decisions, accurate throws, 2 successful drives, and that's a confidence builder to everybody on the sideline.
Sauls to Lewis Bond. Bond lets it go to the end zone. That's where we'll see Boston College come out. I know, we know. There will be football when we return. Boston College Eagles, they started 1-3 after being picked to finish 13th in the ACC preseason poll. Lost to Northern Illinois, win against Holy Cross, but a loss to Florida State. But then they went on a 5-game winning streak, winning 5 of the last 6 games. First 5-game winning streak since 2010. 6-4 now entering this game. 3rd time being bowl eligible under Jeff Hafley's 4 years here at Boston College.
And 5-2 in 1-score games this year. They're finding ways to win football games, which you love as a coach.
Robichaux back in the backfield. Castellanos going to try to keep it up in there, unsuccessfully after a gain of 1, and Sean Fitzsimmons talked to Hafley throughout this week about what this season has meant to his team, because he was honest with us. He goes, I know what our record is. I know we've won 5 in a row. Don't get arrogant in the 5 in a row, because you could have easily lost 3 of those 5. Understand the work still needs to be done.
Well, and we've always done, there's a play here, there's a play there that can change it. They've made the winning plays in those tight games this season.
2nd and 9. Castellanos fake. Comes the pressure. No one there. I don't know that he was out of the pocket.
We'll discuss that.
And our Matt Austin, rules analyst in the booth with us, I asked him about a intentional ground, and he gave me a thumbs up. And there it is.
intentional grounding. Offense number 1. The penalty is a loss of down at the spot of the pass. Third down.
You see the rush integrity of Pitt's defense. What do I mean by rush integrity? Everyone is staying in their lanes. They know how dangerous Castellanos is when he gets loose. It's not everybody racing to get to him in the sack. Stay in your lane, keep the integrity, and keep him surrounded in that pocket. They didn't get the sack, but they had him surrounded, force him throwing the ball away, and actually get the penalty.
That marked a loss of 11, now 3rd and 20. Not many ball plays in the playbook for 3rd and 20.
I'd let you call that one, Matt.
Quarterback run. Castellanos, incomplete. He had Lewis Bond, who had found the crease in the defense, and they can't connect. And it's going to be a punt for BC.
Boy, he let this rip right on time. It's a tight window, and just missed it just off the fingertips right there of Bond. And that's another great series by the Pitt defense, containing and keeping Castellanos in the pocket with nowhere to go and no ability to run around and make plays.
Bond is their leading receiver, 37 catches, 500 yards, and 5 TVs on the season. Colorado to punt. MJ Devonshire at the 44-yard line after a punt to 41. So 2 possessions, 2 sets a point for Pitt. We'll see what they do when we come back. Brought to you by Invesco QQQ, and it was a lot of good cueing from Nate Yarnell.
And they like him because of his decision-making. He made great decisions in the pass game, on the zone read, great decisions, and he finished off the drive getting the ball into the end zone, which pumps up all your teammates around you and builds confidence on everybody on this sideline.
And you see the rush, and I'm sure Boston College probably wasn't ready for that element of his game. 3 carries, 18 yards, and a touchdown. So ball at the 45. Play fake Yarnell. Tries to go over the top, and it's incomplete. Intended for Malcolm Epps, and a flag on the play. And they will have to look at this for targeting. Let's bring in our rules analyst, Matt Austin. Matt, what are you seeing here on the replay with Corey Johnson there that could be the guy they're looking at for targeting?
Yeah, this should definitely be a targeting call. The receiver is obviously a defenseless player. He launches, comes in head first, makes helmet-to-helmet contact. This is definitely going to be targeting and should be confirmed easily.
That play is under further review.
Yeah, that's launching, leaning, crown of, I mean, that's everything in the book.
That checks all the boxes.
So they will take a look at this, but as Matt Austin has given us, this will likely be targeted on Corey Johnson. We'll give you the ruling on the other side. It was confirmed on Corey Johnson here on this hit on Malcolm Epps. He has been disqualified for the game. Big story number 1, but Coach, what makes this a big story is this secondary for Boston College was already depleted without Elijah Jones and Cole Batson.
Yeah, and so what they're trying to do now is they're figuring out how to get guys in at different positions, and they are really thin on the back end.
The true freshman KP Price going to be one of them, number 20, and an end around here to Kenny Johnson. They like getting young Kenny the ball, and you can see why an elusive player. Amari Jackson brings him down. He's good on special teams as KJ, and he's good on offense, and that was a gain of 14.
Absolutely. He had a 100-yard kick return against North Carolina earlier this year. He's a guy, and they want to continue to grow him. A young freshman, they're finding ways to get the ball in his hands, and you see how electric he is when he touches that ball.
The 3rd possession, Pitt in business once again. Ball at the 26 after a 14-yard gain. Trips to the top of your screen. And a motion back in, it's Hammond in the backfield. Yarnell, he has been quick with that release tonight. And that's the first time for Bub Means. One of the receivers that came in from Louisiana Tech a couple of years ago, 6'2", 215, fifth-year senior. They love what Bub has been able to do. He's been their go-to guy for most of the year.
Great size. You know, I love seeing him. He snatches the ball out of the air right there with his hands. A lot of guys, you see guys sometimes body catch or struggle with it. Bub obviously went out and played outside when he was young and caught the ball because he has great hands.
Back to the ground game. Hammond Jr. going to pick up 2, bringing up another 3rd and 3.
And now when you get in these third down situations, Boston College, when you've lost a bunch of secondary players, you have guys possibly playing some different positions, young players. At times it'll limit what you call because guys haven't practiced it all that much. You got to get back and be sometimes simpler than you want to be in the blitz package that Jeff Hafley likes to bring with the inexperience of guys now playing in the secondary.
So we'll see what Signetti Jr. draws up here on 3rd and 3. They're going to play fake it with Yarnell, and I don't know that that was a designed run. I think that's what the call asked for with the defense. And he tried to reach the ball forward. It came out. He was obviously ruled down after 2, and so now another decision for Pat Narduzzi, short of the first down, now 4th and 1.
Yeah, and he had a tight end open real quick in the flat. I think he missed the read quick and realized he was late and just took off up the middle. And they're going to go for it here on 4th down. They have some good momentum going in the game. I like this call right now. It's 4th and short. You've been successful on 4th down so far. Keep the pressure on Boston College.
Well, this was our call with Yarnell, too. Just lean forward. Carter in the backfield. Yarnell under center. The give up front, and BC's defense stands tall. How about Vinny DePalma making the hit?
He's running the old belly, inside belly handoff to the fullback right there from under center. And BC's defense is up to the task to make the stop.
How about Boston College? Pitt was moving it down. The defense had a targeting penalty. They were banged up in the secondary already, and they stopped Pitt, who looked like they were going in for more points on a 4th and short. Vinny DePalma, what a name.
Sounds like a good Boston College linebacker right there.
Vinny
right?
DePalma.
He's eating wherever you ate last night.
Serafino's, and he'd have loved it. Tanya, our server, Joe, what a great group of people out there. Vinny DePalma would have been all over it. So Boston College, no points given up. That's Robichaux right up the gut.
Robichaux hit right away.
A gain of 1.
And you're seeing how aggressive Pitt safeties are. They're getting guys downhill on the run fits, clogging the lanes, almost challenging Boston College to throw the football down the field on them.
Castellanos hasn't looked his electric self. Is that a credit to Pitt? Does he look a little off to you? What are you seeing early on?
I think they say he's been banged up a little bit, but healthy this week. I think it's Pitt. They're doing a great job containing him.
Castellanos again sacked. Deion Hayes. He looked left, no one was there. 3rd sack of the night and a loss of 7.
And he's the that's his 11th career sack. Been here for a while. You just watch him. Nice push. Just a little bull rush, a little swim at the end to get to Castellanos. And they're doing a great job keeping him in the pocket. Forcing, when you're playing a young athletic quarterback, force him to stand in the pocket and beat you and get him into these 3rd and long situations.
He had Logan Taylor on skates, and now again, 3rd and 16. Had a 3rd and 20 the drive before. Castellanos tries to go to the back. What a throw, what a grab. Dino Tomlin. Oh, Dad's gonna love that one. Gain of 23, what a throw.
Great throw by Castellanos. And you watch Dino right there get the ball high, his hands up, catch it above your eyes so it doesn't pass your eyes. And he does it. Watch it, get the hands up, get it at that point, catch it high above the eyes, looks it in on the corner route. Great throw, great catch, huge play.
Dad loves it. That's an NFL throw and catch. So Dino Tomlin, the big play, moving the chains for Boston College. Now Castellanos, quick pace to the outside. Lewis Bond. It's amazing what one play can do to kind of get your offense back in a flow.
And let's see if they get to some of these more. You see the little quick throw against man-to-man coverage. Like we said, Pitt is committed to stopping the run and fitting it and keeping everybody tight near the box. They're getting advantageous matchups in the pass game. And see if they get to some quick throws to get it out of Castellanos' hands fast as they keep moving forward.
Another throw from Castellanos. More pressure. Can't get away. Deion Hayes. Sack number 2. And a loss of 6.
And you watch Hayes coming off that backside edge right here. Going to chase him all the way down from the backside edge as Castellanos goes. Coming right around the edge. Unblocked with the pressure inside. They had to pick up the inside pressure. He was free off the outside pressure.
And they moved him around twice now, Coach. They had him at the bottom of the screen, got the sack on the real side, blind side sack there, and another 3rd and long. Castellanos now rolling out. Takes a shot. Has 2. That was caught. Another remarkable 3rd down conversion. He threw it to Joseph Griffin Jr. in between McIntyre and Williams, and that's the 2nd time we've seen it on 3rd and long in this drive.
Yeah, does a great job. Sees the one-on-one, gives him a chance, and a great response by Joseph Griffin Jr. there to help his quarterback out. If you're going to give me a chance to catch it, I'm going to go up and make that play.
How about the 3rd down highlights? Just on this drive alone, Deion Hayes was after Castellanos. He chucked it deep and got the big play for 38. They're going to call a timeout here. As you see Hafley talking to the official, and while he does, we'll go to Kevin Connors in studio.
Hey, Matt, coming up on the Twisted Tea halftime report, we'll have much more on Jim Harbaugh's decision to accept the Big Ten's 3-game suspension. Sam Acho, Trevor Maddich will weigh in with their thoughts. Plus, it is the return of Speed Rush. As of right now, tonight, who's the Heisman Trophy winner? And what about the decision to leave James Madison out of their conference championship, Matt? All coming up on the Twisted Tea halftime report.
KC, thank you very much. Thanks to our hardworking studio crews throughout the season. They're really going to try to trigger me on the James Madison thing again. I think Kevin did that on purpose because he knows exactly how I feel about James Madison.
Well, sometimes the NCAA, what appears to be very simple decisions,
that's a dollar.
They make very hard.
Sometimes I believe the term is can't get out of their own way. You're 10-0. By the way, College Game Day going there this weekend. You're 10-0. You've beaten everyone. Yet the NCAA is going to hold you on the transition year. I think they've transitioned pretty well in year 2. They've beaten everyone in front of them.
Yeah, and that was the rule when they came in, and so I guess you kind of know it, but you're disappointed in it.
I think what Hafley's doing here is he's talking to the officials about the game clock. Right now it sits at 1:19. He did use a timeout. I don't know what the discrepancy in clock would be. We'll keep you honest with it. Matt Austin's up here in the booth. He's taking a look at it, see if he can figure it out as well. But it's clear you can read Hafley's body language. He's doing that clock motion that coaches do. So interesting to see what he's trying to get out of this.
Yeah, he's talking to this guy in the box. Someone in the box, they have the TV watching that's saying, hey, the clock ran while after we called timeout.
Matt, do you have an idea of what could be going on here?
I really don't. I didn't notice the clock running when it shouldn't have been. The replay has been looking at the hit. I don't know if maybe he wanted a targeting call by the 2nd man in. I didn't see anything there either.
The clock did not stop. Please reset the game clock to 1:29. Boston College will not be charged with a timeout. The clock will start on my signal.
Okay, so they're not even going to get charged with a timeout. Hafley won his argument.
Boston College will take the charge timeout.
I was going to say, not only did Hafley win the argument, he won his timeout back, but they're going to put 10 more seconds back on the clock from the 1:19 to 1:20.
Will start on the snap.
That's interesting. Under 2 minutes, the rule goes to the old rule last year, which is it stops for a first down till the ball's set to play, and then should start again. So it looks like it just ran.
Boston College will not be charged with the timeout.
All right. Matt Austin, I kind of want to ask you about this, but I kind of don't. All right, so
start on my signal.
You know what? We'll move on.
Just get back.
Let's move on. Wind the clock. We'll call that a push. So first down, Castellanos to the end zone. And that was MJ Devonshire on the coverage of Joseph Griffin. Minute 19 left in the first half. That was the 10 seconds they fought to get back from 19 to 29. And both teams with 3 timeouts left. How are you calling the rest of the series with the time that's on the clock?
Well, you have plenty of time. So, you're looking there. You're going to utilize your timeouts when you need to. The clock will stop after a first down if you ever need that opportunity and don't need to burn a timeout there. So even though it doesn't look like there's a lot of time, there is a lot of time.
So empty backfield for Castellanos. Scanning left, goes that way, risky throw. That was intended for Tomlin, and Williams was on the coverage, bringing up 3rd and long.
That's one of the strengths of this Pitt defense, the veteran Devonshire Williams, their corners on the outside. Veteran players that they depend a lot on. And said that the one thing that's tough is the leadership part for them. They're on the outside, way on the outside of the defense. They're not around everybody else in the middle to be leaders all the time, but they take care of their business on the edge.
Devonshire tied for the all-time record with pick sixes with 3. We were here for perhaps his most famous one, week 1 last year in the backyard brawl against West Virginia.
Timeout. Boston College, first charge.
Ben Austin, can we confirm that timeout's going to be taken off their docket? Are we good there?
I believe this one would.
Okay, good. All right, we're in agreement.
That's their first.
And now a quick word from Duluth Trading Company. Here's Marty Smith.
A full-on chest bump with a mascot of the game. The durability and flexibility of Duluth Fire Hose Pants lets you celebrate any way you want. Back to you.
Martin, thank you. So 3rd and 10. This appears to be at least, combined 13 points here in the first half and 1:14 left. This looks like it's going to be a defense field goal game.
Yeah. And you get
the points if you have.
I think you're calling that here. So you're calling, in those situations, we say sometimes, hey, they're going to have 2 downs to get it. This is a 1-down situation. They should try to get the first down here. You don't get it, you go for the field goal.
So 6 DBs in for Pitt.
There we go. Little chess match right there.
First charge timeout.
Now we're going.
There we go. Pitt wanted this.
There we go.
This is the the defensive coaches right there. Let's get the 3rd down play organized on offense. Coach Narduzzi wanted to see what formation they came out, to see what blitz he's going to call.
It is a fun chess match between the two. Like you said, defensive head coaches. We detailed the similarities and the connections both of these guys have. Jeff Hafley, he got his start here at Pitt as a grad assistant, and then Dave Wanstead gave him his first full-time job here. And I asked him in the meetings yesterday what it meant coming back here to Pitt, and he took a minute. He just kind of stared for me. He's like, I haven't really thought about that yet.
Yeah. And met his wife while he was here, got married.
Just told us all kinds of incredible stories. Once he started thinking about what this place meant to him, and now he looks across the sideline at Pat Narduzzi, trying to get his team, Hafley, the 7th win of the year. 3rd and 10. Robichaux in the backfield. They give to Robichaux. That just the 2nd carry for a BC running back in the 2nd quarter. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. Bengali Kamara there for the tackle. And here comes the field goal unit.
And they came out in the same formation. I think they showed that formation where they could max protect, and Pitt had a blitz they didn't like. That's why they took the timeout. You saw Pitt change the defensive call for that next 3rd down play.
Liam Connor good from 42 earlier in the game. This from 45. Hold clean and whistles before the kick.
Pardon snap. Timeout. Boston College.
So Boston College takes a timeout.
Charge timeout.
On their own kicker.
Timeout. Be 30 seconds.
Walk us through that one, head coach.
Yeah.
Reset the game clock.
The only thing I can think of in that situation, maybe they had an automatic fake on. There's a fake that they had called in the game that could be an automatic, and he thought maybe they checked to it. If you get a certain look sometimes going into a game plan, you say, hey, if they come out in this block or how they're going to block it, we could have an automatic fake called. I don't know why else you would call it to ice your kicker in that scenario or that situation right there, but Maybe he thought that the holder was checking
the timing of it was done how you do it, right?
Yeah, like he was like looking at something. They messed something up right here that he didn't like.
Big career long for Connor.
Please reset the game clock to 31 seconds, please. 31 seconds.
From 45 yards, Connor down the middle.
He just wanted to have him hit it twice.
Take that, coach. Try to ice me. I'll go right down the fairway with that one. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate.
The funny one in timeouts there, Matt, is you saw Pitt, who have timeouts. You're shocked the clock was running. They didn't take a timeout to see maybe they get the ball back in good field position, try the 2-minute drive. But with the young quarterback, you kind of saw the strategy that Narduzzi's probably just going to be happy getting into halftime right now. I don't know. I've seen that. I haven't seen anybody try to ice their own kicker before, whatever the scenario was.
Hafley, he's mentally challenging his players. Like, can you be tough if I ice you?
Yeah.
We're going to get that's what we're going to yeah. We're gonna learn you.
Maybe he wasn't sure because he did get the kickoff the first time. He called it, and then they swung through for a warm-up kick.
Or maybe he wanted to get his kid a practice kick. I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna call the timeout. You get the practice kick in and get it in. We're gonna see if it's got the yardage, and if it does, we're gonna let you kick it. If not, I'm gonna run the offense back. I think we figured it out.
And you expect Pitt to just sit on the ball right here by not taking the timeout before the field goal. I think they're going to be happy to get into halftime at a 10-6 lead. And both coaches, defensive head coaches that like to be physical, run the ball and ball control, are both probably walking out of the halftime feeling pretty good about the first half.
Pretty good about themselves, feeling pretty good about Nate Yarnell and his second career start, first this season. And Pitt did win the toss and defer, so they will get the ball back to start the third quarter, and they will. They'll bang the knee and get to the half up 10-6. Assess what you saw here in the first half.
I'm telling you what, I think both teams are going to be really happy. You expected Boston College to come out, physically run the ball. I was expecting to see Castellanos maybe get some space and make more things happen. I'm really impressed with how Pitt's defense has taken the time to really contain him. They have sacks, but they're not attacking him. They're trying to just contain him and keep him in the pocket. And I think both teams got to be really happy with their first half performance.
You know who's really happy? The studio, because they got a fast first half out of us. 10-6, Pittsburgh on top. Time now for the Twisted Tea halftime report. Kevin Connors, Sam Macho, and Trevor Manich. 10-6 home as we take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Chewy. And when you look at just about everything other than sacks, pretty balanced and even first half between Pitt and Boston College. With that, welcome back in Dan Mullen, Matt Berry. Coach, assess what you saw to the first half for both these teams.
Well, you saw both teams playing to their style of play and probably happy with how the first half has gone. They both want to be physical teams that run the ball, possess the ball, run the clock. That's what both teams did. If you were coming in looking for high-scoring shootouts, this was not going to be the matchup. This is great old-school football. These teams getting after each other.
He's got a new quarterback tonight for Pitt, Nate Yarnell, the third starting quarterback, his second career start. Pitt just wanted to have something, a little bit of momentum with his offense that really has not been effective all season. And to this point, they have gotten it, albeit in little stretches, first two possessions of the game.
And they've kept him out of bad situations, Matt. And I think that's key when you're trying to get confidence with a young quarterback.
Kick goes into the end zone. We will see Yarnell and Pitt first as we take a look at tonight's game flow, brought to you by Progressive. And as we mentioned, it hasn't been high-flying offense by Yarnell. It's been just enough to be effective.
It is, but he's been accurate in his decision-making. Early on the first drive, there were a couple up that were not advised, but the rest of the way, he's made good decisions in the throw game. And what's been a little bit of a difference with the only touchdown of the game, good decisions on the zone read in the run game, keeping the ball and getting into the end zone.
Again, an offense that against Syracuse, 269 total yards, Florida State, 333, but back down to 255 against Notre Dame. So they're just trying to find anything to end this season with momentum. Yarnell to throw. on first down. Everyone covered, fourth out of the pocket. They said he's got some deceptive mobility. That's going to go out of bounds and incomplete as we go down to Harry Lyles.
Guys, I spoke with Coach Hafley coming out of the locker room. He said Pitt's defense has done a really good job of boxing in Thomas Castellanos. They want to get the offense spread out. It's not only going to open up the pass game, but also the run. As far as Coach Narduzzi said, he said they've kept good focus and energy in the first half. He says that as long as that carries on into the second half here, they will be okay.
Yeah, Harry, and Narduzzi was saying it's about two things. Offensively, maintain drives. Defensively, tackle. If they can get those two things down, they felt pretty good about coming into tonight. That's Sebo Flemister with a cut back. And the nice gain there to get some yardage back to bring up a 3rd and 4 after 6.
That's a great gain to put your young quarterback, again, get him into third and manageable situations where you're 3rd and 4, and Pitt's shown it several times tonight. The entire playbook's open. They're not afraid to run it in this situation, and that takes pressure off the quarterback.
3 of 6 on 3rd downs tonight. Third and 4. Tipped. Incomplete. That hung up just long enough for Yarnell after Cam Horsley, the player they said does all the dirty work. He did some dirty work there with his hand to force a punt.
Yeah, and you just see the guys inside working, and the little TN stunt right there. It was a good job getting his hand up. They had a mesh route called a man beater right there. It was zone. They got to do a better job managing that play.
So Caleb Junko on the punt. Lewis Bond at his 24. First punt of the night for Junko. That's going to roll to the 17-yard line after a punt to 52. Bond got a little aggressive hanging around that ball just long enough. But how do you get Castellanos going here in the second half?
Well, as Harry just talked about after talking with Coach Hafley, is when we've talked Pitt's done a good job. When he's saying they've done a good job containing him, they're rushing him to keep him in the pocket, not rushing to go get sacks, rushing to maintain your rush lanes and squeeze the pocket down inside. So you spread him out and try to create more running lanes for him to either scramble to or find lanes to run the ball in.
See what they can put together. Broom is going to start in the backfield, and they're going to give it to Broom on first down. Can they get this rush game going that leads the ACC at to gain of 4, and that's Donovan McMillan there to meet him.
Yeah, great tackle, Donovan McMillan, right here from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
His dad's here tonight, Darren. They got a big game. He's the D coordinator over Peters Township. 12-0 for the first time, the Whitfield Championships.
Really?
Coming up this week against Pine Ridgeland game. Big game.
Get a nice
Hey, Western PA, the Whitfields winning the Western PA League's almost bigger than the state championships.
Knowledge. Robichaux. Yards.
Western PA football, Matt. This game's a Western PA football game right now.
So
old school.
It really, Pennsylvania football.
Wait to see Tom Cruise come out, 6'2" stack monster.
Mike Ditka.
Look at these guys. Look at all the big guys coming in on third down.
Bill Cower.
That
gotta have a tough jaw to play football.
All the right moves. 6'2" stack monster.
I didn't know where you were going with
movie.
that.
You didn't know? You didn't know that one.
That was the old.
That's an old school
yeah.
there. Old school Tom Cruise. And Pipe High School.
3rd and 1.
I mean, they have
Castellanos in the gun. Right up the gut. And he was close, was Robichaux, to going all the way with that one. McIntyre brings it out. He got to that second level of the defense. It looked like he could crease it.
Yeah, well, they have all the safeties up near close. They have about every offensive lineman on the roster, it looks like, in the game. Just run the inside zone. And to stop it, to fill all those gaps, everyone's got to get up on the line of scrimmage, so there's really no one left on the back end of the defense. You saw it. 7-0 lineman, a tight end, and a fullback in the game.
I talked about only 2 touches for a running back in the second quarter for Boston College. Already 3 in the third. Castellanos, flag on the play. Intended for Griffin Jr. Have 2 markers down. Marquez Williams on the coverage.
Offside. Defense, number 9. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So A.J. Woods, the corner.
There were 2 flags from different people. Let's see if they discuss it and get.
Yeah.
I don't think he got the second penalty flag yet to the referee.
Matt Austin, our rules analyst here in the booth with us. What'd you see?
Yeah, there was some pretty big contact about the 40-yard line. I think it's probably going to be pass interference. They didn't let the referee know they had 2 fouls. So they're dealing with it now.
2 fouls by the defense, both on number 9. Offside, number 9. That penalty's declined. Holding defense, number 9. That's a 10-yard penalty. It carries an automatic first down.
And in that clip, you see what we're talking about, though, with the safeties. You don't see any safeties deep, and that's where the play-action shots are going to come.
Yes, they get the PI there. Joseph Griffin Jr. was the receiver. Matt Austin, how do you handle that as an official when they don't tell you both penalties? Do they get a talking to, or you just let it go?
Oh, they absolutely get a talking to after the game.
Attaboy. All right. Got to keep your house in order.
Those white hats are strict.
They are. Well, they have to deal with you. 1st and 10. Robichaux. Play fake from Castellanos. Castellanos, quick completion to Owen McGowan, who was a defensive guy, and they needed bodies. They needed they had a bunch of injuries. They said 33, once you come over to the offensive side of the ball and contribute, and he has.
He's in there playing the fullback position, which we don't always see in football today. But they're going to like that from Castellanos. Just check the ball down. You don't have to force it deep every play. Take what the defense gives you.
Robichaux, right side. He muscles his way past the first down marker. So Boston College are kind of getting back to how they started and getting back to true to who they are.
Yeah, what we saw in their first drive of the game, the long drive. You know, take a shot if you get it down the field, but possibly not, but really commit to the run game. And that's what you're seeing here on this drive, trying to eat up the clock and be physical, beat them up with the body blows inside.
Exactly the term they use. They said Kai Robichaux gets better as the game goes on. And if you're coming up to try to hit him over and over, body blow, and they like to deliver that knockout in the 4th quarter. Castellanos pressure right away. That's a good look at his elusiveness to kind of get away from the rusher to get some positive yardage after McMillan brings him down.
Yeah, great job by again though, the Pitt defense. You see him not getting out of position. They don't. Castellanos the big play guy, and they have not let him have that big play.
So when you're talking about rush integrity, lane integrity, you're not coming out of your bracket to keep him boxed in.
Stay in line. Don't worry about racing up the field or trying to get the sack. Just keep and maintain your lane and keep him inside you, inside and in front.
End around to Johnson, and Johnson does a nice job getting some yardage, brought out by McIntyre. Nate Johnson for 11.
These are good little jet sweep plays. Pitt's committing so many people into the box to stop the inside run. It's good to see them try to get the ball. They want to try to get the ball in the perimeter. And as you said earlier, you said, hey, boy, if they get to that second level, Pitt's committing so many people to the run. If they do get through, you'll see an explosive play.
Nate Johnson, the true freshman out of St. Pete, Florida. Back to the veteran Robichaux, and he just... I mean, when I say that guy's got one move and it's forward, he's got one move and it's 6 yards forward. Shane Simon, the Notre Dame transfer, brings him down.
You just see him right there with, I mean, hitting the safety, McMillan in the hole and falling forward. When you have your big physical backs, you want to see them fall forward all night long, and that's what he does.
I mean, and you look at it, have you had a back that by the 4th quarter, you're just sick of trying to tackle him?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's old school football.
Castellanos play fake. He's trying to go to the end zone. Has a wide open Lewis Bond. Incomplete.
Oh, we're going to talk about it.
He looked like he had it, and Donovan McMillan was there at the last second. And you know this will get his attention. And Matt Austin's giving us the incomplete up here in the booth.
Ooh.
Rolling on the field. There's a catch. Touchdown. Timeout.
Okay, so it has been ruled a touchdown on the field.
They're going to have to come back and Look, the challenging one for Pitt right now is going to be the initial ruling of a touchdown.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I want to bring in our rules analyst, Matt Austin, because initially we didn't see the touchdown call on the field. Okay, they've got an injured player on the field. They've got to take a look at the touchdown. We're going to step aside, let everything get cleaned up, and we'll update you when we come back. All right, it was ruled a touchdown. The review of the play stands. I want to bring in Matt Austin because this has been a confusing 4 to 5 minutes.
Well, this is a tough call for the replay official. The receiver had firm control of the ball. He did get a couple feet down. The defender stuck his arm in. Once you have firm control and feet down, now it's a time factor. Do you have it long enough to make a football move? You're in the end zone. There's not really a football move to make. I understand exactly why they let this stand.
So it's a 24-yard touchdown, and Boston College has regained the lead. 9 plays, 83 yards. The question was how on the field nothing was called or signaled. It was like the play didn't exist. They get together in the end zone, and then collectively decided a few seconds later they would touchdown.
Yeah, that's good officiating from the officials. They saw the ball on the ground, so they got together to determine did they think this is a catch or not. Did he have firm control? Did he get his feet down? They came to the conclusion that yes, he did. So that's a good job by the calling officials.
Well, end result.
And the end result's a touchdown, all right?
The end result's a touchdown.
And the drive for Boston College, end result for them, and that's what it is they got back to what they did in the opening drive of the game. They came out, they put a great drive together, got to run the football, execute, and then you saw Castellanos now starting to take advantage of these shots downfield. Pitt's committing so many people to the run that the safeties are all up, and they have one-on-one matchups down the field.
And by the way, both things can be true, a touchdown and good defense by Donovan McMillan, because I legitimately believe that's what happened there. Had the coverage, was able to knock the ball out. It was a bam-bam play, but it ended up resulting in the visiting team grabbing it and taking a 13-10 lead. But to your point, Robichaux set the table to allow Castellanos to have time to make it.
And that's the team they are.
Kenny Johnson's going to bring it out past the 10, and then they get to him immediately. Jalen Williams all over Kenny Johnson, who looked as if he was going to be able to get to that sideline to no avail, and that's good special teams out of BC. So Nate Yarnell, they had a 3-and-out to start the third quarter. 3 possessions in the first. I mean, that's how fast it went. The fourth one was when they were banging the knee to get the
And their style of game, when you're going to play ball control, you have a young quarterback getting out there. Great defense in the last series by BC to come out of the second half and force the 3-and-out and take momentum back in this game.
Sebo Flemister tries to cut outside, and that's a good open field tackle by Amari Jackson. He tried to cut outside, and 24 was right there to make the play.
Yeah, and the ball gets spilled out to him from the interior, and he does a great job on his fit. When you talk about fits on defense, what gap are you responsible? He's the safety coming up, making the fit, and making the tackle.
Timeout. Player injury. The clock will start on my signal.
So Chris Banks, the injured Boston College player, he pops right up, but we'll still step aside for a break.
Please reset the game clock.
Every day, Monday Night Football, 8 p.m. Eastern in Kansas City. Snoop Dogg was in the news today, by the way, Coach. Not sure if you saw that. Play fake, Yarnell. Quick shot to the outside. Again, get those receivers on the edge. They do just that. Kanate Mumpfield in a gain of 12.
That's a big first down here, the first down of the second half. Get the momentum, get the offense rolling a little bit. Let's get back in sync and get some rhythm.
Not all the offense's fault for this game falling out of rhythm. Play fake, Yarnell over the middle. He does make a quick read, doesn't he? Amari Jackson and Mumpfield, no catches in the first half, 2 in consecutive plays, that for 18.
And you watch this, the play action pass they want to set up Does a great job off the play action, goes to his first read, doesn't have it, resets his feet right on the money on the second read.
Again, a play fake. Looked over the middle of the field, went back, separation. Bob Means, touchdown. How about Bub? 61 yards, and Yarnell, great drive.
And you saw he wanted to get the ball to Bump Means early, and he was covered, and pump fake and stuck with him, and somehow the coverage dropped him. Watch Bump's tied up in traffic. Then everybody lets him go right there down the field. And a huge answer for the Pitt offense.
Now we're opening things up. 6 plays, 90 yards, and a minute 33. So Pitt's offense, they went to Nate Yarnell to get a boost in their offense. And you know what he means. 61 yards later, Pitt back on top.
All season long, student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Moss Student Section of the Year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more.
Man, have you found your stride reading those? I mean, just all systems go. Since the mic drop heard around the world.
You thought that was good.
Yeah, if you thought Liv Moss was drilled, what happened on this touchdown?
Let's get into this. Good offense or bad defense. You're going to see right here, man-to-man coverage on the corner. Jalen Cheek has got him. Got Bump Means all the way down the field. And you'll see on the pump fake, look at his eyes right now. His eyes are staring back at the quarterback. You're in man coverage. You got to stay with your man. Saw the pump fake, got off of it. He let Means go. He's all by himself. Great patience by Yarnell to stick with it and see that and make the throw for the touchdown.
And even with that, along with the patience, the hand strength for the pump and then to wind it back up and just wing it again.
Yeah, everybody watching what Dan Orlovsky's talking about. Eye discipline tomorrow right there.
Yeah.
That was it. I already did the breakdown for him for tomorrow's show. Poor eye discipline.
They call that Touchscreen Tuesday. Tomorrow's Friday, so you might not get it. Down on the play after a run of 6.
Guess what Boston College's response is going to be? We're going to come and run the ball between the tackles. And Robichaud, look at the jersey already.
And they're playing on an NFL field. We were down there earlier. It smells like grass. It looks like grass. It is grass.
They're going to need an ice bath on the plane ride home.
So good. Dirty uniforms. Old Big East football in the ACC. Power running from Robichaud. And I'm really interested to see, based on what they told us about Robichaud, Steve Shimko, the offensive coordinator, I'm really interested to see when they tell us he gets better as the game wears on, because now you're seeing 6 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards to see if those body blows start to affect this Pitt defense.
And it's not just him getting better, it's his size and his physicality and how he delivers the blows to the defense. It is them getting tired and wearing down. You got to make a business decision after the 5th, 6th time you've come up from the safety position to hit him. You want to do it again.
Averaging just under 5 yards a carry. They got a Robichaud for a 3rd consecutive time. And again, it's positive yardage for 3.
And they're getting into the power now. They have 7-0 linemen on the field. So getting into big formations and bringing some wideouts back onto the field right now to spread it out. But trying to make the defense make that decision. How many times do you want to step up and tackle the big back?
I feel like that quote from Herman Boone and Remember the Titans when he asked it about his offense. He's like, it's like Novocaine, give it time, always works. That's what we're doing here. I mean, it is just lining up, play fake, it opens this up. Castellanos out of the pocket, being chased. He's going to keep it, but there's Castellanos, and really one of the first times we've seen him be able to make an electric play with his feet. It was on a broken play, and it's going to be a first down for Boston College.
And this is what we've seen from him all year, and this is where Pitt has avoided this all night. And you just see for the first time, Hayes rushes and takes the inside lane trying to get the sack. Castellano feels it. He escapes the pocket. Poor rush lane integrity. Castellanos felt it, took advantage of it, scrambled and made the play.
And Hayes has 2 sacks on the night, so he's been a menace for Boston College. They're back in that jumbo package again. 7 offensive linemen. Designed run. Castellanos has a crease on the right side. And now we're starting to see the physicality of this BC offensive line. Robichaux a key block, and Drew Kendall, the center, was about 20 yards upfield punishing someone.
And just a design quarterback run. The run in the power play where you kick out with the fullback and pull the guard around to the into the hole. But when they shifted people out, Pitt's defense has to cover those guys that kind of ran the flat. And Castellanos comes and plays fullback. They add an extra body into the run count.
Quick to the outside. That's Bond. Bond had the big touchdown play, and that's a good hit by McIntyre. And a gain of 5. So not only is the offense delivering blows to the defense like, hey, we do this too.
This is football. This is when you come in and you want to turn and watch physical football. You're seeing it from these two. And you have 2 defensive head coaches, and teams take on the personality of their head coaches. And this is the type of game these guys like to play, these head coaches. Physical defense.
2nd and 5. Castellanos to the outside. Receiver broke off his route, worked well. Dino Tomlin's had a couple of catches tonight. That one for 14. And Dino Tomlin, they said he loves to celebrate everything, and we saw that there after the first down.
You know his dad is loving this style of game, though. He loves seeing his son catch the ball, but he loves the run game and the physicality.
Throw it. Picked off. Philip O'Brien Jr. cuts in front of it, and they got away from the run those past couple of plays, and Pitt makes them pay. Intended for Griffin Jr.
Yeah, and you're going to see the backside safety right here. We want to keep our eyes on him because they're trying to get a little play action or a pump and a double move. And Castellanos never sees the backside safety come all the way across the formation. He does a great job reading his eyes.
For 3:14, please.
Coming across the field,
3:14.
making the interception.
The first time Boston College had found their way in the red zone tonight, and it's a turnover by O'Brien Jr. And now Pitt has the ball at the 2, up 17-13. Try to keep it on the ground and get some space to no avail.
And that's a mistake a young Castellanos going to learn from. You can't hold that ball and throw that late. But now we're going to see Yarnell as another young quarterback here after the turnover. Everyone's excited, fired up. Problem is you got to come and lead this offense from your own 2-yard line and get the ball out of here right now.
You see Castellanos over with his team. Look, they have complete trust in that young quarterback. Again, 19 years old tonight, only his 10th start of his career. He knows he's going to get another opportunity to make that right. Now 2nd and 10 for the defense. Hole up the gut. Rodney Hammond Jr. 42 yards on the run. Amari Jackson. And how about Rodney Hammond Jr. in a big gash up the middle for 40.
Huge run. And you see the safety coming down late into the box, fit outside the box, and Hammond Jr. takes it inside. He's able to get vertical right there past the safety, makes the middle safety miss, and he's off for a huge play down the field.
You saw 21, Victor Nelson got in the wash, and Hammond was able to make him miss, and now Pitt back in business. Huge play for the Panthers offense. Play fake. Yarnell over the middle. Caught. First down. Bob Beans. Brought down by Jalen Cheek after 12.
See the confidence Yarnell has here. Watch off the fake. Little slide step there in the pocket. That didn't look like much. Little back leg lead in the pocket. By a second time. Little slant flat combination, great catch. We talk about Means. He goes and snags that ball with his hands and catches it in traffic.
Again, we talk about what a big play can do to ignite the offense. Hammond Jr. from the goal line essentially goes for 40. Yarnell, a gain of 12. And now Pittsburgh's offense, with just over a minute left here in the third quarter, is back in rhythm. Play fake pressure. Finds the pocket. He's going to go down. Initially, it was Sione Hala providing the pressure. There's a flag on the play. Cam Horsley and Donovan Ezeraku were there.
Holding, defense number 24. That's a 10-yard penalty. Carries an automatic first down.
And because of a penalty on the back end.
They're down DBs, but you're going to see him. He was beat here. Just kind of grabs. You see that kind of the collision. I don't know. Matt, you like that, Matt?
I'm not thrilled with it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I can see where it got, like there was mutual collision more than the tackle, but.
And we had talked about it already, the depth issues for Boston College on the back end. They had Corey Johnson booted because of targeting, already out Elijah Jones and Cole Batson. And you'd have to think Signetti Jr. might take more shots at this depleted secondary. 1st and 10. There they go. Yarnell tipped and incomplete. KP Price was on Carter Johnson. KP, one of those true freshmen that had to come in because of the depth. And Victor Nelson was there for nearly a chance to pick that off.
Great coverage by KP Price right there. You just see him, well, hand on the back, but he doesn't grab much. He's just got the hand guide himself there. Does a great job, though, getting up at the ball, tipping it away from the receiver.
Carter Johnson, 6'2", 255, one of those 5-year seniors here from Pitt. 2nd and 10. 2 receivers, bottom of your screen. They give to Hammond, had the 40-yard run in this drive. Cam Horsley brings it down to Harry.
Yeah, Matt, on that last play, Pat Narduzzi definitely thought that he got pulled on that play. He was grabbing onto his own sweatshirt, looking for the call.
He didn't get it.
I've done that many a time, I can promise you.
If you weren't calm, I can promise you that. Let's have another look at this.
Yeah, listen, I would get really upset with calls like that, but I can promise you this, every time I got upset, even if I tried to say anything, that Steve Shaw, the head of officials, looked there and say, what are you talking about? That's ridiculous.
And when Matt Austin was reffing one of your games, Mullen, quiet, I'm in charge. Right now, Pitt's in charge of 17-13. We head to the 4th quarter in Pittsburgh. Match, Monday Night Football. Eagles and Chiefs.
That's a big one.
I'll get to why it's big in a moment. Here, 3rd and 7 to start the 4th quarter. Yarnell takes a shot down the middle. Pittsburgh wants flags intended for Fs. They don't get it.
It's KP Price again. Good coverage, and you can see the coaches don't like it. They'll be physical, but I thought that was really good coverage by Price right there.
So now with the incomplete 4th and 7, better call Sauls. He's going to come out there to attempt the 52-yard field goal. Career long 51, so this would best that by a yard. Kick on the way. No good.
Had plenty of leg right there. He got all of that one.
There's another look at the Sauls attempt, and so to start the 4th quarter, Boston College gets the stop, just misses that to the left.
Yep, just missed it. Plenty of leg, though. That was a big leg.
As I mentioned, the big one, he knew it. He knew he had the leg, just a little bit of a push. The Super Bowl rematch, that's getting all the attention as it should between the Eagles and Chiefs. But as Hafley watches on, understanding his defense needed to stop, did you know that the parents are meeting on Monday night? Kelsey's and Swift's. True story. Yeah, they're meeting.
I'm telling you what, that's big news. Hey, that's as big a news in my house as The Bachelor these days right now.
Yeah, that one I won't talk.
You know, I mean, Jesse Palmer's the biggest celebrity in our house on The Bachelor. So
a lot of stuff going on in the world. Kelsey's and the Swifts.
So it's a parent meeting right there.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the next step in the relationship, obviously.
The next step for Boston College's relationship here on 2nd and 1. Give it to Robichaux after a gain of 9. Or the play fake from Castellanos. Pressure gets to him. Left side clears. Castellanos first down, BC. MJ Devonshire, DeAndre Jules after 7.
That's what's scary. I didn't think they could get more linemen in the game than they have right there. They have linemen in the game in eligible jersey numbers going out for passes, and not a whole lot of separation, but Castellanos can take off and run. Look at this. You don't see this type of formation.
7-0 linemen, like, give me all the hardcore, up-your-gut football. And Robichaux for 5. Now, this is the quarter they said he takes over. They looked us in the eye and they said, watch him in the 4th quarter. He will beat you down. And already, heavy dose of Robichaux. That for 11, now over 100 on the night.
And they're not looking to change the formation. They're sticking with the formation right now. They're going to just keep hammering away and trying to enforce their will on this Pitt defense.
Why not? If it works, it works. Robichaux averaging over 5.5 a carry. They're going to let Castellanos, and now you've got the whole run game working. You got Robichaux getting his yards. You got that setting up Castellanos. He's getting 4 yards a chunk, and they're back to what we saw again to start the game.
And that wears you down. You're seeing getting all the big guys off the field. Maybe they need to catch their breath. Robichaux and all those linemen for a second. Bring in some wide receivers.
And remember, Castellanos coming off the turnover. He's coming off the interception in the red zone, so you're trying to get his confidence back and get this game back into the hands of Boston College in that physical running game. Pressure. Does a good job to nearly get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's going to be a loss of 1. Shane Simon brings him down, and now a big 3rd down to start the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you saw that. That was actually a design quarterback run with an RPO right there, trying to cut it down. You're in a situation right here. You have this quarterback. You want to keep spread guys on the field. You want to spread the field and see. And if you do get to the pass game, see if there's an opportunity for him to create a run on his own.
3rd and 7, flag before the snap. And on the play call, you could already tell it was going to be 4-down territory, but we'll see what the penalty is. And it's going to be on the offense. So now 3rd and 7 goes to 3rd and 12.
More than 4 players in the backfield. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You see right here, Lewis Bond is off the ball right now. They're going to bring the guy in motion in unbalanced formation. He needs to be up on the ball in that formation to create the unbalanced set. And they didn't have enough guys up on the line of scrimmage.
What are you thinking now? 3rd and 12, you still looking
now
at
I think
4
you're
down?
definitely into 4-down territory.
Okay.
Before you were kind of on the edge. I think this is definite 4-down territory here.
So get as much as he can back. Castellanos going to throw it, skip it incomplete, intended for Griffin Jr. A.J. Woods there on the coverage.
Yeah, I think you go back to punt. It's a defensive battle. You can go back to playing field position, put the young quarterback back to the wall, hopefully, and punt the ball away. I think this is the right decision. You saw that they throw short of the chains, thinking we're possibly 4-down territory.
Sure.
When they got nothing, go to punt, play defense.
Sam Candotti does come out to punt. MJ Devonshire at his 10. It's the first punt of the 2nd half. Candotti.
And this is why you do that right there. Put the young quarterback back to the wall again.
I mean, that was effective. That was perfect. Punt of 38. Oh, the punters are pumped. That's when things get weird. Candotti, loving it. For the regular season, somehow heads into the final week. 7 Eastern ESPN app. Pitt, again, their 3 possessions to start. Own 10, own 2. This one on their own 3. Can Hammond Jr. pop off another run? Down to Harry.
Yeah, guys, I had the opportunity to speak to some of the Pitt players during the week here, and they said one of the things, which was something Pat Narduzzi said was they needed to keep their energy up in the second half. One of those guys being above beats. He told me they had a great plan going in. The coaches took the time, watched the film, gave them a good game plan. He said it's on them to go out and execute it now. They've got that opportunity right here.
Harry, there's no question. It's about who is going to finish tonight. 17-13, been a defensive battle. Both of these teams want to get last week's loss out of their mouth. And right now, Boston College's defense standing strong. No gain as Aruku there to get Hammond Jr. And it's going to bring up now a 3rd and long with your own end zone at your back.
Yeah, and this is why you punt in that situation. You execute it perfectly. Special teams put the young quarterback in a tough situation. I'll tell you what, though, watching how Yarnell's performed tonight and how confident he's played and decisions he's made, I'd be letting him go, let him rip and see if he can get the first down right here.
So no sacks for Boston College tonight. On a 3rd and 9.
They're coming.
That's Kanate Mumpfield in motion. And that's going to make it just a little bit worse.
False start. Offense number 78. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
Looks like they heard you, Matt, because they were coming after him right there from his own end. I had everybody up there. They were playing man coverage, no deep man coverage. Pure man bringing it good. They were going to rush everybody.
You get a sack now, that's 2 points. So Pitt's going to, does that change your philosophy at all?
If you're Pitt, you know, you could get conservative right here. What you could do is get into a formation where you can get into a more of a max protection if they show the blitz look.
Play clock at 5. Yarnell gonna throw over the middle, incomplete. That was intended for Israel Polk. First time we've seen the true freshman at a St. John Bosco. Falls incomplete. BC does exactly what you said. Field position, play defense, Jalen Cheek there.
Yeah, and you just see great coverage right there staying with them. They're trying to run a little combination route there to the outside. The corner's able to close it off, squeeze, and play the ball. Great break on the line.
Zaraku there as well, providing a little bit of pressure. So now Junko to punt from his own end zone. Lewis Bond at the 45. Gets to the 40, and that's good starting field position for Boston College, down 4. Dylan Bennett makes the tackle. So positive possession coming from BC, down 4 in the 4th quarter. Saturday, a high of 48. That's like spring break weather in Montana.
That's crazy. That's always a great game, though, isn't it? You watch true like college football fans love that.
This is the first time either team has started in positive territory, and wouldn't you know it, it's Robichaux. Big possession here in the game for a gain of 8. Boston College down 4. Clock's been moving quickly throughout the evening. Just over 9 to go.
Well, and that's why you look at the last possession. You punt, you play defense, you get great field position back, get back into what you've been doing and what you've been successful with all night, running the football, and they've been able to do it because they've stayed ahead of the chains with the power running game all night long.
Robichaux, 112 yards on the night. He's going to add to it here. We were on the field pregame with Steve Shimko, offensive coordinator, Boston College. I pointed at 5. I was like, he looks like a healthy load. And he said, just wait. 4th quarter, he's at his best.
And they're bringing more linemen in. You just see every time it's the decision. Getting up to Donovan McMillan at the safety level. And Javon McIntyre having to go make those tackles of the big back over and over and over when you're the safeties of Pitt.
This team leads the ACC in rushing. They're trying to oppose their will here in the 4th quarter. Dayon Hayes, he's had a nice night, no gain. Now 2nd down.
And that's how you stop it if you're Pitt. Now the linemen are gonna have to come off the field on 2nd and long. All the receivers come back on the field. You get Pitt behind, you get Boston College, behind the chains. If they're able to run the ball for 4 yards of play, they're gonna keep the big guys on and keep pounding you. Now you get them behind the chains having to make a play.
And listen, give Boston College's defense credit. To be able to still run this offense in the 4th quarter, the defense has to do its job the rest of the game. And Castellanos doing his job here. He's going to scamper his way to a 1st down and looks like he was headed for the end zone, but he's marked out just inside the 10. nonetheless, gain of 14, good enough for a first down.
And Jeff Hafley said this at halftime. We spread it out, create some areas for him to go run, and you see Pitt's done a great job in rush lanes all night. They got out of rush lanes. He's able to scramble and make something happen.
So first and goal, Boston College.
Timeout. Pittsburgh. First. Charge timeout.
Pat Narduzzi going to use his first
The timeout will be 30 seconds.
They're going to try to catch. They're going to try to catch their breath right now a little bit with this defense, and that's the wear down. Pat Narduzzi sees we're a little bit tired, a little exhausted. Let's go catch our breath right here. Let's see, did he? Ooh,
man, that's tight.
I still see some green.
Matt Austin, our rules analyst, is watching the same replay we're seeing, and for that reason, I'm going to ask you, Matt, that's close.
It's extremely close. Watching it live, I thought I was certain that he stepped out of bounds, but looking at that last view, I agree. There does look like there's a little bit of green between the foot. Right there, it looked like it was out of bounds. Hard to tell. Once the official rules it, though, there's nothing you can do when he's that far from the end zone.
Yeah, that's not a reviewable play.
No.
They've marked him down and ruled it dead.
Right. If it happened within the 5-yard line, his next step would be a dive and a score. You'd let it go then. But that far out, it is what it is. He blows his whistle, it's over.
That looks outright. Well, yeah. I think if it was reviewable, I think it would be a stands call right there. Anyway.
Absolutely, and the official's got the best view of it. He's right there on the line of scrimmage, right on the line looking at it. So.
In Pittsburgh, he's out. In Chestnut Hill, he's in. Yeah, he's out there. You can see that was a great job by our control room and truck with that one.
But this time out, when you're a defensive coach, sometimes say, what are you doing right here? You're letting your guys try to catch their breath, reset. Here it is. It's first and goal at the 9. We got to make a stop right now. And if you're BC, you're saying you have 4 downs here because you're looking at the clock. Early in the game, I'm a take points guy. Number of possessions left, you've got to try to get the touchdown.
And that's what a physical running game will do to you. And we're seeing it here, second half.
Trick plays off of this.
Jumbo package.
Yeah, there it is.
Not fooling anyone as Hayes was the first player there. That's 2 on this drive, getting Robichaux immediately.
But again, you see this. Yeah, the first down stop gets them out of the jumbo package, and that's really a Pitt take that time out, get ready to stop them on first down, force them to spread. Now, what they have to do, what they did in the first half, you have got to contain Castellanos. Keep him in the pocket and make him beat you throwing from the pocket.
So they're going to go trips to the boundary. Robichaux in the backfield. Designed run for Castellanos. He's got the corner. Flag on the play is Castellanos brought down. But
Holding. Offense number 70. It's a 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That was Ozzie Trapillo. You knew exactly when that flag was thrown, where it was thrown, that one was coming back.
Yeah, you see that. I mean, it looks like he's a tight end. He's not. They got another big lineman in the game to go do it right now. You see the plays designed, the power play to go inside when Castellanos bounces outside. He's got a hold of the jersey right at the point of attack.
Okunloa being held.
Sometimes that's what happens. You know, I mean, you're designed for the play to run inside. You're expecting him to run inside. That inside hand fighting, when he bounces, you grab a hold.
So now goal to go, second and goal now from the 17-yard line. You've got 3 timeouts left. Field goal makes it a 1-score game. You're still trying to score the touchdown, but now you're getting in a situation where you might have to make a decision if you're not getting many yards here.
Yeah, you want to try to get part of it back on each down.
They're going to try it here. Castellanos to the end zone. To Tomlin, incomplete. McIntyre on the coverage, now 3rd down.
Good coverage right there. We talked about the DBs at Pitt, and that's one of the strengths of their defense. And they get them into these pass situations right now. And that's Castellanos going to learn. Maybe take the underneath throw. We don't need all of it on that one play because now we're in 3rd down in the long situation. Pitt's got to do a great job. Again, you want to keep Castellanos in the pocket.
Robichaux, nothing. Bengali Kamara got him after 2.
That call would lead to field goal. You're making that call saying we're going to kick the field goal, and we're making a one-score game. We've played great defensively all night. Try to get a stop. A field goal would win it.
All 3 timeouts.
They don't need another interception. I think that throw into the end zone, they said we're going to be conservative and try to get the points here.
So 33-yard attempt. That's Liam Connor. Big kick in this game for Connor. And he drills it. So now 5:19 left in the game. And Boston College, like you said, a field goal wins it, but they'll need their defense first. Pitt with the ball when we come back. Florida State, perhaps a little surprisingly, over Washington at 4, Washington, Oregon, 4, 5, and 6, respectively. Alabama just sitting there, 10th SEC championship game appearance with Nick Saban as their head coach, just lying in wait, is now Nate Yarnell, second career start, first of the season, has the ball in his hands with a 1-point lead. He's been effective tonight.
And he's played with confidence and made good decisions. They said that's the thing they liked about him. He was a really good decision maker. Let's see now, do they have the confidence with a 1-point lead, 5 minutes left in the game? They've struggled running the ball on just inside runs the last couple series. They have the confidence to say, hey, we're going to put it in your hands. We're going to take some shots and let you throw it and move the ball down the field and try to put the game away for them.
Numbers aren't eye-popping. They're efficient. Over 200 yards total offense, 2 touchdowns. Now Boston College's defense trying to make a stop. Hammond in the backfield. Yarnell to throw on first. I mean, that's confidence in your quarterback on first down. You're going to go to Mumpfield for a gain of 9.
And just a nice little mesh route right there underneath. Easy throw on first down. But, you know, you heard the funny, you think of what a quarterback's like. And Coach Narduzzi, we heard him at the end of the first quarter. He's read that mesh route really well. And you see them keep coming back to the mesh route because it's obviously that's in his comfort zone. He's confident in that play. They keep rolling with it.
And they're confident in him with this stage of the game to let him throw there on first down and make it 2nd and 1. Can they get the first? Hammond says yes, makes a cut. 1 cut away. Rodney Hammond Jr. Touchdown, Pitt.
I got you.
66 yards for number 6. And what an answer for the Pitt Panthers.
Matt, they put it in their quarterback's hand on first down. He gets him 2nd and short. And what does that allow you to do? Get back to running the ball. And when they have to commit to stop the run, if you get through that first line, there's not much defense left.
And now you talk about the importance, though, of Hafley going for that field goal and getting the points. It's still a touchdown game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Extra point is good, so now it is an 8-point game. 2nd and 1. Rodney Hammond busted one for 40 earlier. This time he goes 66 to put Pitt on top, 24-16. We got another good one here on a Thursday night. Boy, are Brad and Chad having a good time tonight. Saturday night, number 5 Washington squares off at Oregon State, prime time, ABC. And they are loving it here at Acrisure Stadium. What happened on the touchdown?
Well, as you see right here, the second one gives you a great situation. Kenny Johnson, the receiver, is going to come in, and they're going to invert the safety to stop the run. He does a great job blocking, leaving the corner to have to make the tackle one-on-one in the open field. So a great scheme right there. And the freshman learning what it is to be an all-around wide receiver. And then specialness. A good play becomes a great play as Rodney Hammond Jr. makes the safety miss, and that turns a 10-yard play into an explosive touchdown.
That 66-yard run, the longest since Israel Abanikanda back in 2022. Abanikanda now on the Jets. And now it's up to the Pittsburgh defense in an 8-point game, 4:23 left, to make the final stop to get the win in their final home game of the season. And we talked about this Pitt offense, how they needed a little bit of a juice. This is their most yards gained since Wake Forest. That game was back on October 21st. Castellanos, quick shot to Bond. Gonna bring up 3rd down.
And you see, Pitt or Boston College right here, still running their offense. Pitt's going to come after him and force Castellanos. They had success keeping him in the pocket when they pressured more with everybody in the lanes, but that leaves you exposed on the back end. Big 3rd down. You're really into 4-down territory right now for Boston College.
3 timeouts, 3:35 left. Castellanos on 3rd. Flag on the play. Receiver moved early. Jeremiah Franklin.
False start. Offense number 17. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So now it's 3rd and 9. He just gave the yards back on the completion.
It's been a pretty clean game for that with self-inflicted penalties here on the night. We haven't seen a lot of them. A lot of good football right now. You see there he is inside with the flinch, but this is the situation now. Again, now you got to make a play. Castellanos, I know he makes special plays with his legs. They need him to step up and make something happen here.
3rd downs tonight, just 3 of 10. Tipped, caught by Castellanos, and they almost certainly have to punt it now. Dayon Hayes was there for the deflection. So they're going to run the punt team out there knowing they've still got the 3 timeouts left, putting this all on the defense to come up with something.
Absolutely. You see the punt team even hustling to get on the field and run. Punt it quick, get the defense on the field.
Save some time, all the time you can. What a night for Dayon Hayes. The senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on senior night has been huge. Devonshire from the 42. And he made the fair catch and then decided to take off with it.
Fair catch signal was given. By rule, when the ball's possessed, it becomes dead.
A little questionable fair catch. It wasn't a clean fair catch signal, but any signal, as we've seen this year in college football, the officials are going to step in with any type of a signal that looks that way to blow the play dead immediately. And a lot of safety involved in that for the returner on the field.
So now Yarnell gets the ball back for this Pitt offense. Rodney Hammond tonight, 13 carries, 130 yards. The big one a moment ago to give Pittsburgh the 24-16 lead. I'd imagine if you're Frank Cignetti Jr., just keep this on the ground. You have to make BC burn their timeouts.
You do, but you put the trust in him before to make a throw on one of these plays.
And there's Hammond creasing through again. Boy, has he been big here in the 4th quarter. So that's 1 first down and 1 timeout from BC 14 yards later.
Timeout. Boston College, first charge timeout.
We
timeout
talked about
30 seconds.
How good the Boston College line has been all season and how they like to physically beat you. Give credit to Pitt here in the 4th quarter.
Absolutely. The 3rd quarter, you saw they were getting slowed down a little bit right now at certain drives. But you look at it's the explosive plays, and now the opportunity with 2 drives at the end of the game to put it away, and that's where they've stepped up big. The first down, now you're getting into all the end of game situations that both these coaches know extremely well. Pat Narduzzi's is in complete control of this, managing the clock, knowing, hey, they have 2 timeouts right now. We can burn about 48 seconds off the clock if they have 2 timeouts. And it's 1st and 10 left in this game. So that goes into the decision-making of how you're calling the plays.
3rd career 100-yard game for Hammond. Coming in, only averaged just over 38 yards a game. Tonight, 144. And that gain of 14 and a first down. We bring in Sebo Flemister. Maybe 1 yard.
Timeout. Boston College, 2nd charge timeout. Timeout will be 30 seconds.
So in this 2nd half, it was all defense in the 1st half, but we've had some big plays here in the 2nd.
Absolutely. It started with Bond, the deep pass. The blown coverage there on Means allowed Pitt, and a great sticking with it, Yarnell to hit him, and then the long run by Hammond. Made the corner miss, made the safety miss, turned on the Jets, took it to the end zone. Now this Pitt offense trying to put the game away. They want to put it on their shoulders. You know, it's been not a great offensive year for them all year long. You know, they're up at the 400-yard mark. They'd like to do nothing better than put the game away on their shoulders.
Last in the ACC in just about every offensive category. And you're right, this would be a big confidence boost for a season that otherwise hasn't been great as Hammonds picks up 2. And that'll be the last timeout for Boston College on a 3rd and 7.
Final charge timeout.
We'll get to the play call in a minute, but first, kick off your Week 11 NFL Sunday with the Countdown Crew. 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the app. They'll have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, and previews of each game right up till kickoff. The NFL lineage here at Pittsburgh. I mean, these guys...
Well, you compared 9 national championships at Pitt through the years. Now, it's been a long time since they've had one, but this is a proud football program.
I mean, just between Larry Fitzgerald and Aaron Donald in the past, I mean, those are Hall of Famers.
Top guys all the time. Mike Tomlin knows these game situations right here and these decisions. Do you put the ball in the hands of the young quarterback, or are you going to force Boston College to have to use a lot of clock and force them to go the length of the field with minimal time and no timeouts?
Big play. Yarnell is going to be just shy of the first down. They tried to pop him with the quarterback run. And here is a decision for Pat Narduzzi.
Well, there's no decision for Pat Narduzzi right now. They're going to let the clock run all the way down. Heck, I think you could probably even take the 5-yard penalty, or you take the timeout with 1 second on the clock. Let it go as far down as you can. Try to pin Boston College deep. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and force Castellano and this Boston College offense to have to go the length of the field with no timeouts.
Yeah, old Pittsburgh Pat, defensive guy, didn't seem like he's an analytics guy.
No. Well, listen, he's an old ball coach.
That's it.
He knows it. He's been told, people told him some, but there was no decision in these of what he's going, what his team is, what they're built on.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down. Please reset the game clock to 1:24. The clock will start on the snap.
He's a defensive coach. He's going to put his defense. Strength of the team is the secondary. Put it on them. They've gotten after Castellano all night, been able to keep him in the pocket as well. And he's going to let his defense go, make the stop, and finish this game.
What's he got with that stopwatch there?
That's the punt get-off time.
You guys have everything. No, whistle, stopwatch,
and hang time.
Paranoid.
2.0 seconds.
So this is good. I love it. Junko on the punt. Pat Narduzzi going to play defense. That's his calling card. And who jumped? It's not going to matter. It's 5 yards either way. It wouldn't net a first down for Pittsburgh. It just puts back the delay again.
Now there's some analytics guys that might think differently, and we'll know that Pat Narduzzi is not one of them right there. Long discussion here.
So Matt Austin, what could they be discussing here?
Well, the defense jumped into the neutral
Offside.
zone.
Defense number 3. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th
and the offense
down.
didn't react, but did react immediately. They decided to put it on the defense. I think that's a good call.
Yeah. Jeff Hafley respectfully
Clock will
disagrees.
start
He's over there.
on the snap.
All right,
so they do it again, the game's over, but again, right now, they want to catch this, get this off quick. Nice little pitching wedge here, Matt, down to about the 10-yard line.
Little knockdown wedge.
Smooth swing.
For you, it's probably a 9. Another flag on the play. Now, as you said, this flag is big. Is Bond slipped. Bond space and closes quickly after the 13-yard line. 3 flags are on the play. And that's going to be on Pittsburgh.
Just 2 guys on the field with the same jersey. But I don't know. Let's see what they're trying to call here.
Well, 3 of them saw it.
It's illegal numbering on the kicking team. There were 2 players wearing jersey number 2. A 5-yard penalty would be added on to the end of the run. First down.
Okay, so penalty yardage added on the end of the run.
Yep.
That was Kenny Johnson and David Green, and that will drive a head coach nuts.
Just little things like that right there. And the substitution, you're late in the game right now. You're subbing guys. There's guys bagged up, guys injured. That happens. But there's guys on the sideline, especially coming off the situation it was under. You can't have that penalty.
All right, so now the ball spotted at the 17-yard line. So no timeouts left for Castellanos. They've had the one big play, but they rely on Robo-Show in the running game. It's going to be interesting to see what they have here in the playbook for the final drive of this game.
And see if they come after him. And you start playing some coverage at first and force Castellanos to make a throw.
It has to be quick. Castellanos going to throw on first down. He is forced out of the pocket. He's going to throw that downfield incomplete. That was intended for Dino Tomlin. We've seen the pass rush and them get after Castellanos all night. 5 sacks and forced him away as Shane Simon forced him out of the pocket.
Yeah, you're going to see Shane Simon right here. It's a delayed blitz, so it looks like he's going to drop. He lets it sort, sees the hole, and then takes it. Pat Narduzzi's always been an innovator. You hear these void zone and all these different blitz packages that he's created over the years as a great D coordinator at Michigan State and then a head coach here at Pitt. He's gonna try to come with a lot of different looks for Castellanos.
Again, 4 consecutive losses for Pitt. Final home game of the year. Castellanos again pressured. Keeps his eyes downfield and they just chased out of bounds. The pressure was coming. It was Okunlola. And Okunlola forces him out. That's going to be a loss of 1. And now here you're down. It is 3rd and 16.
And we saw it, I mean, granted, the time is not your friend, but you don't have to get all of it on one play if you can. You got to get part of it and then hustle back. Let's see.
A loss of 5. Again, the pressure. Castellanos needs to come up with something. Tipped. And it comes down to 1 play. And Dayon Hayes has been so good, but a flag is on the play.
And I'll tell you what, Pat Narduzzi's not held back. He's not dropping in coverage. They're coming after Castellanos.
It's an illegal forward pass. The quarterback was beyond the line when he threw the ball. By rule, it qualifies for a 10-second runoff. So please, 5-yard penalty. Reset the game clock to 40 seconds. The clock will start on my signal.
Yeah, that's a great job by Jeff Flanagan. He was definitely beyond the line, and he got it exactly right. 5-yard penalty, loss of down.
It happens.
And the big thing is it does carry the 10 seconds.
We lost him out there for a second. I think it happens right there. Because it was going to be, he was across the line of scrimmage, tried to throw it. Even though it's an incomplete pass, the clock would have run in that situation. And that counts for the 10-second runoff. And here we are, 4th down the game on this play.
I mean, just a worst case scenario final drive for Boston College. 5-game winning streak for the Eagles for the first time since 2010. Bowl eligible at 6-4. Miami next Friday at home.
The penalty is 5 yards from the spot of the pass. Please reset the game clock to 40 seconds. The clock will start on my signal.
Crowd's booing, but we get the thumbs up here in the booth that this is correct procedure. Doesn't change the fact that that's 4th and forever for Boston College.
And let's see, I mean, Pitt's come after him all night. We'll see if they'll do it again.
Timeout. Pittsburgh.
Even the Pittsburgh players were sitting there. They're like, hey, man, we want to play this. We want to play.
Yeah, this is, and you wonder why you do that in these
Prior
situations.
to the timeout being called, the previous play is under further review.
This is probably a good time for them to turn my mic off. Did we needed that whole exchange to just...
Here, Matt, just see where
Matt Austin, help us out here. What do you got?
Well, I'm assuming they're looking to see if his entire body was beyond the line of scrimmage. If a single trail foot is still in the neutral zone, then it's not a foul. But without a shot right down the line, I'm not sure we're going to be able to tell. It looked to me like he was beyond. But unless, again, it's like a first down. Unless the shot's right down the line, it's almost impossible to tell.
And then that would add, we'd put the time back on the clock then, Matt, correct? And it would just be an incomplete pass.
That's exactly right.
So they're looking to see. So walk me through these steps of why the disconnect where the ball can be spotted. We've had a incorrect spot, time to do that, and just now we're deciding to review it.
Well, yes, I can't understand why the replay official didn't look at it sooner. As far as misapplying the penalty, that happens from time to time.
Right.
You think usually most passes go from the previous spot. An illegal forward pass is actually considered a running play, so it goes from the spot of the pass.
And look, officials have an impossible job a lot of the times, but when I'm finding myself now being an extension of the fan, where I'm sitting at home, and I'm like, why is this taking 7-8 minutes? Why is this taking so long?
Yeah, I understand the frustration. The first thing the replay official should have done is make sure he was beyond the line. That is a reviewable play. So that should be his number one priority, is to look at that first.
It's the time it took to get here when they were
That's
doing
my
all
point.
the other mechanics. They should have already had that point.
Right. And if it ends up he was not beyond, then we wasted a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
After further review, the ruling of the quarterback being beyond the line when he threw the ball stands. He threw the ball at the 12-yard line. It's a 5-yard penalty from the 12-yard line. Carries a loss of down. So 4th down at the 7-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 40 seconds. We'll start on my signal.
There you go.
There we go. So we're down to the one more play.
One less cold one for Austin after the game. We'll put that into the time wasted account.
There will be no charge timeout.
It negates
no
him for
timeout
nailing
charge
it,
to Pittsburgh.
So final play of the ball game now.
Possibly.
4th and 20.
But like we said, Pitt's come after him all night long. Let's see if they come after him again or they drop back in coverage here on this long 4th down.
There is no charge timeout to Pittsburgh. Please reset the game clock to 40 seconds. It will start on my signal.
I think we had that right there, but that's what happened, but we're going to try it again one more time. There we go. Clock started on the official signal. 4th down. Here we go.
Bolin taking over play-by-play. You can see the smoke coming out of my ears. Final play of the game. Potentially, Castellanos has to make a play, goes downfield, intercepted. MJ Devonshire, the senior on senior night from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, puts a cap on the victory for Pitt. And it was the quarterback pressure on Castellanos from Solomon DeShields that forced the throw and got the win at home on senior night.
And a great job. We asked if they were going to come after him. He kept coming after him, and they're always going to bring the pressure. MJ Devonshire, 6 career interceptions. Let's finish it up with a 7th one on senior night at home. Back in Aliquippa, right out Pittsburgh, right near Aliquippa's hometown. Transferred back in here from Kentucky to come back home, and what a way to finish his senior night here at Pitt.
And the season has not been what Pittsburgh or Pat Narduzzi, anybody had envisioned. 4-game losing streak coming into this one. They'll get the win to move to 3-8 on the year. Boston College will drop 2 in a row to go to 6-5. will be in Chestnut Hill next Friday for the game after Thanksgiving against Miami. And what a way for Pittsburgh to end their home schedule.
Well, and it's great. They have some young players, some very talented young players. Looks like they may have found their quarterback of the future here with Nate Yarnell. And it's going to be exciting to see. I know this wasn't the year they wanted, but they're excited for the future.
Let's go down to Harry.
Coach, Nate Yarnell's second start. What was your evaluation of him getting this win?
Nate Yarnell did a heck of a job. Took care of the ball, number one. No turnovers. Managed the game the right way. Really happy with him. He's 2-0 as a starter.
Rodney Hammond had a big night on the ground. What did you see out of him?
Rodney ran his tail off. We had some great blocks on that big run. Kenny Johnson, a freshman, came in and got an unbelievable block. And again, great execution for 4 quarters. That's what we've been looking for.
Your team's been fighting all year. What does this win say about them?
It means a lot. It means a lot. I love these guys. I love that Panther pit up there as well. They were unbelievable all day. But it means a lot. We needed to finish strong, and that's what we needed.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Harry and Coach thanking. You heard him say, I love these guys. It's been a struggle, but he still believes the foundation of this program is where it is.
They've won 20 games the previous 2 years coming in. Pat Narduzzi didn't forget how to coach this year. He got these guys fired up. He got them to perform on senior night. Finished on a big high note at the end of the year for them, and a bright future for this team next year.
Brian Ryder produced it, Ed Curran directed it. For Harry Lyles down to the field and Coach Dan Mullen, who's wearing San Diego State colors tonight, I'm Matt.